Retired, cat burglar, AMA. So, out of boredom, I was going through the old AMA requests, and found this post asking for any home burglars to do an AMA. Well, I quit the practice quite a while ago, but perhaps I can satisfy any burning questions any of you may have. Questions about safety, the answers to which will probably terrify you, the why and how, or just about anything, are quite acceptable. Obviously, I'm using a throwaway for this, and yes, I'm using protection to hopefully keep myself safe, so please be a bit understanding if I happen to be responding slower than you'd like. Were you ever afraid of a homeowner with a gun? That's about the only thing I was truly afraid of. My house was robbed once. Someone obviously showed up to the house halfway through and freaked the person out because there was a whole heap of our stuff stacked at the front door. They only got away with a few bits and pieces, but the thing that freaked me out the most was the fact my brother's ashes were stacked on top of everything. Disgusting piece of shit, whoever it was. Ashes. I have no clue why a person would go for that, unless the urn was of value. I would never have done such a thing. I even refuse to steal wedding rings and wedding bands. How accurate is Home Alone? I actually tripped on toys once. The room's curtains were drawn and the light switch was not very close to the door. I didn't carry a flashlight. I made hits during the day, and never really needed one, and when I went into the room, I stepped on, and broke, an old Dino Rider toy. Seeing that toy brought back a lot of memories, and felt worse for breaking that toy than I did for breaking into and robbing the house. Single most expensive object stolen? Most stolen from one house at the same time? Any incidents with dogs? Or homeowners actually home? Scariest moment? Most expensive object? A gold watch. I could have grabbed a diamond wedding ring, but even I had standards. Most stolen from one house was around $1,000. And dogs? Let me give you the lowdown on dogs. They aren't protection or security. A dog can be easily tamed usually. Act friendly, give it a few rubs, and they'll happily follow you around. If that doesn't work, after my first run-in with an annoying dog, a small, yappy dog, I started carrying rawhide sticks with me. That stopped them very fast. Also, on the topic of dogs, if you want a security dog, get a small, loud dog that barks at almost everything. Big dogs may look scary, but considering most people don't like the chance of their dog turning on them, the dogs are either very tame, or chained up. Small dogs, however, bark a lot. Those were the only ones I was ever worried about. Even then, as I said, a stick or two of rawhide and they were down for the count. Scariest moment? I tried climbing up on a deck roof to get in an open window, and slipped. I caught myself, and I was only on the first floor roof, but my heart was pounding that entire hit as it had never been in any other. How close did you come to being caught in the act? Ever leave any incriminating evidence behind? The closest was passing by a police car as they were going to the house. I was a few blocks away at the time. I was never really close to being caught, but the question of it was always there. I would usually be in and out in under 5 minutes. Evidence? No, none that I can think of. I was never caught, so I guess I didn't leave anything incriminating, if I did forget something. The house I live in with my boyfriend was broken into and most of our stuff stolen about a year ago, and it was seriously one of the most traumatic events of my life. We're college kids and lost pretty much everything we owned of any value. I still have trouble sleeping at night and have had to install alarms on everything. I just can't believe a human being could do that to another human. We're all in this thing together just trying to get by. No questions, just wanted to bitch. I'm glad you stopped though. Cheers to your new job, and hope that goes well and you never feel inclined to return to the lifestyle. I'm going to give you the best advice for home security you will ever get: window laminate. Alarms, dogs, all of that are either useless or reactionary. The only thing that ever really shut me down were laminated windows. A crook's biggest weapon is speed, and their biggest enemy is time. If somebody were to try to break into your home and ended up hitting a window that was laminated, they would, in almost every case, run off. It isn't even all that expensive, especially since you only need to laminate the first floor windows, and any windows on a first floor roof on a two-story house, such as a porch or deck roof. Don't waste money on alarms or dogs. Spend it on good window laminate put in by professionals, and you will be much safer. How easy was it for you to enter targeted houses? What were your techniques? It was very easy. My method of entering was usually to find a decent backyard window and break it, entering through there. I had secured, duct tape, a sharp rock to an elbow guard, and would just hit the window. The worst times were when I forgot my gloves and had no way of opening the window. You'd be amazed at how many windows are painted shut, or were never meant to open to begin with. I had a pair of heavy mesh gloves to clear away glass at those times, and if I forgot them and couldn't find another means of clearing the glass quickly, I'd abort the attempt. I kind of pity those people more than the ones I actually robbed, because they would come home to a broken window, and that was it. Rather insulting, I'd think. Biggest haul? Or weirdest thing you saw, stole in a house, X. The weirdest thing I ever saw was somebody who apparently collected those wooden Indian statues from outside cigar shops. They had more than I cared to count. I cannot tell you how creepy it is to be in a house with those things lurking in the shadows, staring at you. That particular house actually scared me a bit, because I kept jumping, thinking the statues were a person. A statue would be in a random corner, and I would see it, and my heart would start racing. My biggest haul? Probably around $1,000. I never went for electronics, just quick and easy pawnables or cash. Were there things that you looked for that made you select a property? Also, how did you offload hot items? Did you have a fence? Or random sales? How does that work? No cars in the drive or on the street, plenty of windows on the garage, to check for cars inside, large windows on the front of the house. Easy to see inside to case, no flickering TV, computer, no music, signs of a decent person, well-manicured lawn, well-tended flowers and a clean sidewalk and drive? It's 10 a.m. You're probably at work, and an enclosed backyard. Seriously, the worst thing you can do, other than leaving everything wide open with signs announcing it, is having an enclosed backyard. Why do poor people always steal from other poor people? I never understood that, myself. They don't have anything really worth it, and are significantly more likely to have somebody at home. My best guess is that the crooks are afraid of alarms or such, but really, I never could figure that out. What socioeconomic class did you rob? I generally tried to hit the wealthier families. For one, they had better goods, and two, I felt that they were better able to recover from losing a few $100s worth of goods and cash. I was pretty bad off at the time, so I didn't want to worsen someone else who was in a similar situation.
Make sure to like and subscribe for more stories.